It does something really good to see a wide variety of people using their gifts to speak truth and express beauty.
You could feel the Holy Spirit is really here. Everybody was praying for the other in groups, in the small groups, and the power of the Holy Spirit, you could feel it tangibly.
It was our first arts night at the Reawakening Conference, and we saw artists come and share authentically and vulnerably in poetry and prose and in song. You know, photographers and sculptors and painters all sharing their gift, and so many of them have that story of, oh, I'm not an artist, but I've always loved doing this. And they were all sharing about how God has worked in their lives in those out-of-season times. And that's what makes it so authentic.
I was refreshed in the time of prayer, but I was also refreshed in one of the workshops with Amanda McGann. What you can do in a 45-minute workshop is something that acknowledged and engaged with a holistic healing, and it was like theologically rich, and that is so hard to find.
I sensed this hyper-integration of all of these different worlds coming together, whether it was different nationalities or ministry locations or different churchmanships or varying spiritual backgrounds to celebrate all these expressions of God in their midst. And so it was extremely life-giving to be with people who all care about the same Christ and the same gospel, but doing deeply missional work in different contexts.
We were so excited to have more than 25 youth at Reawakening this year, so middle school and teens. And it was such a blessing because they came really hungry to actually hear from each one of us. Bishop Andrew shared his testimony, and then we got to have small groups to talk about what that meant to them, and seeing the truth of the gospel kind of be grabbed by our youth and see them apply it to their lives and say, this is how I've experienced God, was really powerful for me as a leader. And I got to share my testimony, which was a gift, and seeing them kind of ask me questions like, what does that actually mean for Jesus to move, or to Jesus to speak, or Jesus to call? And those questions coming from our young people is so powerful of what Jesus is doing in them. And so it was a huge blessing to be able to be with them over the last couple of days and see what God was doing in their lives.
In our global diversity, in all our different languages and beautiful contrasting churchmanship, Jesus made us to be envoys of his good news. There is a purity of heart here. There is a collective unity in biblical orthodoxy, a spirit-led momentum to reach out with the love of God. This is rare, but it's here.